The Great Balloon Race. Chapter 1. A Grandfather's Dream. A warm golden sun dipped below the horizon, casting a soft glow over the floating city of Aeroville. Suspended on billowing clouds, the city was an architectural wonder, with buildings drifting on fluffy white foundations and rope bridges connecting the homes and shops that swayed gently in the breeze. On the outskirts of Aeroville, in a quaint, cozy house, 10-year-old twins Willow and Finn sat on the floor, hanging on every word their grandfather Henry spoke. They cherished these moments, listening to him recount tales of his youth filled with daring escapades and the excitement of discovery. Grandfather Henry, a tall man in his 70s, had a mane of silver hair and a warm, gentle smile that never seemed to fade. Although wrinkles adorned his face, his eyes sparkled with the same curiosity and mischief that defined his younger years. Long ago, the Great Balloon Race was the event of the year, said Grandfather Henry, his voice full of enthusiasm. The entire city would gather to watch as hot air balloons of all shapes and sizes soared into the sky, each vying for the prestigious title of Aeroville's fastest and most skilled balloonist. Willow, a girl with expressive eyes and dark curly hair, looked up at her grandfather in awe. "Did you ever enter the race, Grandpa?" she asked, her voice laced with curiosity. Henry chuckled softly, his eyes growing distant as he reminisced. "Oh, I wanted to, my dear. It was my greatest dream to build my very own hot air balloon and win the race. But life had other plans, and I never got the chance." Finn, a freckle-faced boy with unruly red hair, frowned in sympathy. "That's so unfair, Grandpa," he said, his voice resolute. "You should have been able to chase your dreams." Henry smiled gently at his grandson, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Life has a funny way of working out, Finn. Even though I didn't get to race, I found other adventures and joys along the way." His gaze fell on a framed photograph on the mantel, showing a younger version of himself with his late wife, Amelia, and their 2 children. As the evening progressed, Henry's stories continued to captivate the twins. They listened to tales of courageous explorers, cunning inventors, and mythical creatures that once roamed the skies of Aeroville. As the hours passed, the twins noticed their grandfather's once energetic voice had grown weaker, and his breathing had become labored. Finn furrowed his brow with concern. "Grandpa, are you feeling all right?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Henry attempted a reassuring smile, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. "I'm just a bit tired, my boy," he replied, patting Finn's hand. "Don't worry about me." Despite his assurances, the twins couldn't shake the feeling that their grandfather's health was deteriorating. They had heard their parents whispering about it late at night, discussing hushed plans for doctors and treatments that didn't seem to work. It was a harsh reality that the twins struggled to accept, especially when they saw the fear and sadness in their parents' eyes. As they lay in bed that night, Willow stared at the ceiling, her thoughts racing. "Finn," she whispered, her voice shaking with emotion. "We have to do something for Grandpa. We have to help him fulfill his dream of winning the Great Balloon Race." Finn, wide awake and lost in his thoughts, turned to face his sister. "I was thinking the same thing, Willow. But how can we do that? We've never built a hot air balloon before, and we don't have much time." Willow bit her lip, her eyes brimming with determination. "We'll figure it out, Finn. We'll ask around, talk to the local inventors, and learn everything we can about hot air balloons. We owe it to Grandpa to at least try." Finn nodded solemnly, his heart swelling with pride and love for his sister. "You're right, Willow. We'll do it together for Grandpa." That night, as the twins lay in their beds, their minds raced with plans and ideas. They knew they had a monumental task ahead of them, but they also knew they had each other. Together, they would find a way to help their grandfather realize his dream, even if it seemed impossible. As they slept, the floating city of Aeroville drifted gently through the sky, its colorful buildings casting playful shadows on the clouds below. High above the city, hot air balloons dotted the sky, a reminder of the dreams that soared in the hearts of its inhabitants. And in that quiet, peaceful moment, Willow and Finn's dreams took flight, fueled by the love they held for their grandfather and the hope that together they could make his greatest dream come true. The following morning, the sun rose over Aeroville, casting its warm light on the cosy house where Willow, Finn and Grandfather Henry slept. As the new day dawned, the twins knew that their journey was just beginning. This is the end of the chapter. Stay tuned to hear more. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe,